Hi, I'm John from Two Brothers RC, and it's been almost a year to the day since we went to Hangar 18 Hobbies and picked up our first Rafale 80mm, and we've beaten the hell out of this jet. The nose gear failing to deploy, inverted high alpha on the deck, wing scraping coming out of a stalled landing,
You knew I was going to crash it.
high alpha right into the grass,
Cool.
high alpha into the water, and a cobra maneuver right into the ground.
Nice.
It's been through a lot, and you can see why we chose it as the best jet of 2022. It's remarkably well engineered with a few flaws that we really haven't covered in depth before, until now. It has super sensitive steering, remarkably so even. You wouldn't be alone if you ground looped this jet on takeoff unless you're willing to give it 10 channels and run each surface independently to the receiver so that you can deaden the nose wheel steering. Be super careful with it and throttle up slowly. The plus side to this sensitive steering is that it has a turn radius like the full-scale jet. It does turn on a dime. It's awesome, but it shouldn't be causing squirrely takeoffs. The nose wheel does not deploy sometimes due to the linkage system that FMS uses for this jet and the A10 70mm. If your retract doesn't drop, give it right rudder as you flip the gear switch. This is super annoying and has happened to us on both the A10 version 1 and Rafale. It seems like the price you just have to pay for turning on a dime. Another annoying downside to the jet is that you might end up with a broken FMS mixing box over time. You'll know that you've got a busted box because the gear doors will randomly cycle while you're flying. It got so bad for us that we tore out the mixing board and ran a Spectrum 10360T receiver to cycle the gear and doors via the transmitter sequencer. Then we set the nose wheel on a curved mix to deaden it so it wouldn't be as easy to ground loop too. If your box works fine, there's no need to mess with this and you can stick with the stock 6-channel setup. In the past year of ownership, we've pulled off some really fun stunts with this jet. One of our first viral flying videos was Rafale flying over this stretch of runway retention water, and it brought several thousand subscribers to the channel. This jet helped us break 10,000 subscribers, and it's been instrumental in other million-plus viewed shorts that we've created. It's such a joy to fly, and I think it just shows through when we're flying it on camera, even with the annoying issues that you can mod out of it entirely. If you couldn't tell already, it's more than capable of going slow. It's also exceptionally stable at slow speeds and high angles of attack, and it pairs well with our channel's purpose, which is finding ways to make aircraft fly in ways that they should not. And it doesn't just do upright high alpha, it also does it inverted with ease. This is phenomenal at high alpha flying. If that's your thing, get this jet, don't even think about it. You will absolutely love every minute of owning it. We've progressively kept trying to get the center of gravity shifted even further back, so we finally went against our better judgment and added the Nozzle Mod that John Calland posted to RC groups. And we have to say that we were completely wrong about this and apologize for pushing back so hard on this subject. The stock nozzles on this jet are incorrectly sized, and this not only leads to less thrust, it also leads to reduced flight times. And it adds even more weight to the tail, which would be this jet's undoing later on, but we'll get to that in a few. The Nozzle Mod on SMC 4400 batteries gave us an additional 30 to 60 seconds for nearly 5 minutes of flight per pack. That is a serious upgrade. A major concern of ours was that the low-end thrust might also suffer with the narrow nozzles, and we were wrong. It flies just fine in high alpha and performs backflips even easier than it did before with the added thrust. It basically flies better all around with the Nozzle Mod. Admittedly, it is a pain to install since you gotta cut out some foam and glue them in, but it is well worth it, and it looks way better too. I don't often call mods essential, but this one totally is. It is absolutely essential if you want to get the most out of this airframe. Skip the thrust tubes, put in 3D printed nozzles. They look better, They perform better, and in every way possible it is better than the stock setup. It is a massive difference for a little bit of time and effort. While high alpha performance didn't suffer from the nozzle mod, unfortunately the guy who was supposed to mow the airport to keep it bird free has been deciding that it isn't his job. Rafale got a little too low and was caught by the grass. It got damaged, and I'd been wanting to repaint it and upgrade to new AGF servos, so it was time to see if it would survive low-level Cobra maneuvers. And it did. Until it didn't. After the failed Cobra maneuver, we decided to repaint it into the Ace Combat 5 Razgriz Squadron livery, which is an awesome all-black with red accents that takes the Rafale's Spirit Airlines Tiger Meat paint job and actually makes it tolerable to look at. So yes, I am saying the Flying Banana paint scheme is a major downside too, because I'm a bit sick of all the Tiger Meat schemes. Give me more Ace Combat schemes any day of the week, damn. Another mod I performed was adding my go-to AGFRC B11 DLS servos throughout the airframe's flight control surfaces. This, coupled with an even tail-heavier center of gravity, made this jet nearly uncontrollable, but holy crap, this is the kind of agility that I've been trying to get. It's like discount thrust vectoring, except you're having an anxiety attack wondering if you'll be able to recover from some of these maneuvers. And I damn sure should have taken my own advice and throttled up slower on the first flight, because I ground looped it and scuffed the paint up on the wing. And that isn't the only thing, and I'll get to the rest here shortly. I just need to gush about how awesome it is like this, because I should have cranked up the pitch gyro even more, because it was definitely pitching up on its own the slower that it got. But geez man, this thing flies like a true fighter jet with the center of gravity about 20mm behind the wing screws. It's so touchy that you need the gyro to keep it stable while it's flying. It's definitely in Su-27 territory now.
Wow. The thing is stopped.
It flips over like my 3D plane.
By the way, if you're in the market for an afterburner, hit up our new partner KMRC Model and check out their selection of stuff. They've got the most inexpensive afterburners on the market right now. So if you want that tail to light up, check them out and hit up our Discord server to get some help with installing them too. Remember what I said about the jet pitching up on its own? Once it stalled here, it pitched up and I could not get it to break high alpha lock. It crashed into the trees and now I've got to rebuild it. I found the limits of Rafale. I got the parts and I can't wait to repaint it and get it set up again. See you guys next time.